Hi, I'm Natasha Burklow, and I'm going to take you on a tour of the Career and Technical Education Center, also known as the CTE Center. Frisco ISD-CTE Center is well over 170,000 square feet, where students take their career dreams to the next level as they apply their education in these real-world classes. When you first enter the building, you can go in many different directions. Let's explore A Hall on the first floor. The class that I'm a part of is AudioVideo Production. After taking 2 years of broadcast at the home campus, students are eligible to sign up. We cover the entire school district, producing the national award-winning program, Frisco ISD-TV, which is the flagship program for the Frisco ISD cable channel. Our newsroom is always busy as producers work to find stories across the district. We also have a green room, control room, and studio that are used to produce our shows. Frisco ISD CTE students are given the chance to apply what they learn in their marketing class to run the school store, also known as The Spot. Here's more on the marketing program.
It is a marketing dynamics class. It is where you go into the real world and you get a job and you understand what it takes to get the job and then keep the job in general. We focus on the marketing aspects of any job. We are currently right now working on our state DECA projects. DECA is just marketing, and if you're in the class, it's a really smart idea to join DECA, but we're just focusing on the marketing, the finances, and how to get a job. For marketing dynamics, it is the first year, so there is no prerequisite. The application is very simple. You just go to the Kate Center website, and they're just trying to get the information of what class you're wanting to take and what field you're really wanting to go into. The cost dues are usually $25, and that's for joining DECA. And including the 25, you also go on trips to DECA days with certain associations, so you do have to pay some for that. For the second year practicum in marketing dynamics, you do pay another 25 for the DECA dues, and then also for the trips. And then the prerequisite for practicum, because it is the second year, you have to go through marketing dynamics first year. Students should take this class because it gives them the real world experience of what they're going to do after high school. How to start the resume process, how to get a job, keep the job, make friends in the job. It also gives you a step up in jobs because it gets you to where you want to go.
Also in A Hall is practicum and educational practice and child guidance. These students assist teachers on campuses, gaining experience that they hope to apply to their future careers.
Child Guidance is a class where you get to learn more about the development of the children. In this class, we have the opportunity of making projects for the children. We're not at campus a lot. We're normally at the Laura Ellison Child Development Center as well as the Early Childhood School. I love going off-site because it gives you a chance to interact with the children, and not only you're not just at the center playing with daycare children, but you're also playing with elementary kids, so it really gives you that opportunity to develop with all kinds of ages. To be in this class, you have to have child development as well as survey of education and training. Students should sign up for this class because you get an opportunity to fill out what you want to do and see when you get older if you do want to become a teacher. Just the opportunity to be able to go to the center and interact with the kids and see them smile when you walk through the door and come and run and hug you. It's just so much fun being in child guidance.
This class is practicum and educational practices, so I get to go to an elementary school 4 days a week and work with some awesome fourth graders and teach them math and science. The prerequisites for this class are my freshman year, I took survey of education and training, and then you had to be a sophomore to take child development. In this class, I get to make lesson plans, I get to take a small group out into the hall, a different small group every day, and give them really individualized training and teaching and really get to know the kids. There was an application, we had to apply online, answer some pretty lengthy questions, and then go in for an interview with Miss Courtney. This class gives me an awesome opportunity to sit down with the kids and really get to know them, and not only teach them the curriculum, but teach them life lessons and really get to know them. Students should sign up for this class because it gives you an awesome opportunity to work one-on-one with kids, get some really great field hours that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise until college, and you really get to learn more about yourself as a teacher and explore the whole profession.
Mixing it up a bit, the CTE Center has a tasty Culinary Arts program in which students cook up meals to serve in their own restaurant as well as the deli. Let's take a look at all they do.
This is Culinary Arts. We run restaurant and deli service and also do catering events. You have to take Intro to Culinary and take the Serve Safe exam. You get real life experience working in a restaurant And you also get your food handling certification, so that's pretty cool. And there's also a bunch of opportunities and scholarships available.
A Hall also houses classes in restaurant management, hospitality services, and hotel management. When exiting A Hall, on the left you see the counseling center, and on the right you see the school nurse. The CTE Center offers many more classes in C Hall. Let's take a look at some of those classes.
Mock trial is really a lot about practical courtroom experience and learning really how to be a courtroom litigator and an attorney. We go through literally a mock trial, so we write questions, we answer questions, we go through witnesses, we go through testimonies, and we have a judge presiding, and we really do just simulate a trial. To take this class, you only have to have taken Law 1. I just like the practical experience that you gain and learning the ins and outs of being a lawyer. If students are interested in becoming a courtroom attorney or they're really just interested in the practice of law, they should take this class.
This class is graphic design and illustration. Basically, we use Photoshop and Illustrator to design logos, brochures, and product packaging. You have to take digital interactive media before you can take this class. There is a small $25 equipment fee, but that's pretty much it. It's a lot of fun. You get lots of opportunity to design for the city. Great opportunity to further your involvement in graphic design. I used Photoshop to design this shirt, and it ended up being used, and you can buy it in the store at the Kate Center.
This class is political science. It's about political parties and just parties in general, social movements. It focuses on just politics in general. We typically take notes about parties and the social movements that everyone's doing, current events, just stuff like that that deals with politics. There's no prereqs for political science, but you have to be a junior or a senior to join. It gives you a background on, really where you live. It helps you understand our politics of America and also all over the world. It gives you a better insight on what's going on and how the background of things work in our country.
Well, this class we work on Excel, Word, PowerPoint, pretty much anything that could be useful later on if you get a degree in business.
Business info management.
We're pretty much learning the full extent of these programs.
Well, first you have to take BIM 1, where they teach you all the basics first. Just sign up for it because it's a pretty fun class. You learn a whole bunch of stuff with Microsoft Word, what you can do. We played Battleship against each other on Microsoft Excel.
We got to play Battleship after we created the code and everything for it.
Cisco certifies students on everything networking. Let's take a look into this computer-based class.
This class is Cisco networking, so we learn all the basics of how networking works. So we talk about how to configure routers and switches, and basically we learn what happens when you press go for google.com, how the packet goes from your computer through all the networks and how it gets back to you as a web page. In this class, a lot of our projects, we're working on physical routers and switches, configuring them to move packets around so we can create networks and have computers talk to each other. I chose to take this class because you can get your Cisco Certified Networking Associate certification, which is a great way to get a job in the networking field because it's a very highly prized certification. There are no prerequisites for this class, but computer maintenance at your home campus is a recommended course, but it's not required.
C Hall blossoms as students craft beautiful displays in floral design. There's also a landscape design course. Their work can be found in the CTE Center's massive greenhouse. Helping students towards their goal of one day working in the animal science field, the CTE Center offers Vet Tech. Here's more on this course.
I'm in practicum in vet med. We go and intern at vet clinics around Frisco and surrounding cities to get a feel of what it's like to actually work in a vet clinic. We have to take Vet Med 1, which is learning the basics of medicine names and different parasites and things like that to prepare us to work in the clinics. I really like being in the vet clinic, and I am at a partially exotic clinic, so we get to see a lot of ferrets and birds and things like that, and I think it's fun. It gives you a lot of real-world experience, and you can see if you would like to go into this career or not, or if you would like to pursue something completely different, because it's kind of rough. There are some hard things about it, such as euthanasias and things like that, and there's some gross parts too, but for the most part, I think it's a lot of fun.
Even further back is D Hall. Let's explore what these classes have to offer.
This is ag mechanics and metal technology.
Do stuff with wood.
Plumbing, electricity.
We were learning how to do the torch, welding, and we're building a shed right now.
You can make your own project, but you just have to buy your own things.
When you first start, you build your own stuff and you get to go upper and upper and learn how to do stuff.
Taking a hold of the controller, students in video game design create virtual worlds. Let's take a look at what these gamers do.
In this class, you learn how to design video games, and right now we're starting with some smaller games, just a couple board games and some racing things, you know, the basics. You have to have taken a normal computer science class, but I'm pretty sure that's it. There's no real applications or fees that you have to pay. I think students should really sign up for this class because it's a lot of fun. You really start to learn how games work.
The F-Wing is the newest addition to the CTE Center, with many classes including engineering and legal studies. There's also digital electronics. Many of the classes you're about to see in detail have since moved into their new place.
This is civil engineering and architecture. Civil engineering, it's a lot of construction with buildings. Right now we're working on residential units, so we're learning how to make houses for people, and we're designing on a computer software. We've done mini models, drawings, things like that of structural members. Eventually we went into stuff like bridges and commercial buildings as well. The only prerequisite is Intro to Engineering Design, but it's also strongly recommended to take Principles of Engineering as well. There is a small class fee. It's usually around $10 or so, just for materials and stuff when we make models. Other than that, it's pretty easy to get in as long as you pass Intro to Engineering Design and you can get in the class. This class highly prepares you for college courses. In engineering, you also, at the end of the year, you have a tangible portfolio that you can show when you're applying to colleges, and they can see the evidence of work you've done and what you know, and it's very impressive to colleges when you apply to them.
This is aerospace engineering. In this class, we do different things each 6 weeks. We'll take part of an engineer's job or a pilot's job and kind of learn what it's like to be an engineer or a pilot. For example, right now we're working on navigation. We're taking GPSs and following routes that classmates made for us. Last 6 weeks we did some research into how the wing of an airplane works, then 3D printed a section of a wing in airfoil and actually tested it in a wind tunnel. Aerospace engineering is the third class in a line of engineering classes. The first two, Intro to Engineering and then Principles of Engineering, you need to take those two first. It's a very educational class, of course. It's very fun, it's very hands-on. You are always it's very little textbook reading. You've got what you're working on in your hand with models or with out in the parking lot doing real world stuff.
This is the Law 1 class. Basically we do like mock trials, mock debates. We talk about like Supreme Court cases and how they've affected our government. There are actually no prerequisites to the Law 1 class, and Law 2 you just take Law 1. This is a really great class if you're looking to pursue a career in the government field or like of law or anything like that.
For the past marking period, we've been learning about private security, and we've been learning about all the companies you can do, and recently we had to do a project where we had to interview an officer and ask him about his prerequisites. You have to have taken law enforcement, and to have taken that, you've had to take survey of law. If you want to go into various, industries, private security is a very big opportunity to go into. This one company called Valor, they offer jobs for over like 4,000 employees all over the nation.
As we move to the second floor of the CTE Center, upstairs C Hall is all about medicine and research, with classes ranging from health science to forensics. Here's more.
At the CTE Center, I take the practicum in pharmacology. In this class, we learn about prescription drugs, learn about what it takes to work in a pharmacy, and we do labs like kind of compounding medicines and stuff. In order to get in pharmacology, you need to take a health science 1, and you also need to be a senior. At the end of this class, if you choose to sign up for it, you will be a certified pharmacy technician as well as certified in IV preparation. If you're looking into a career in healthcare, this is very important because you need to be familiar with medicines as a healthcare provider and also IV preparation as well.
Forensics is a class that teaches you how to be like a crime scene investigator. It teaches you all the aspects of the job that you would have in handwriting, fingerprints, DNA, blood samples, fibers, hair follicles, stuff like that. Prerequisites, you have to take survey of law and then law enforcement.
It's a senior level class. We do things like anthropology, blood spatter, blood typing, like hair and fibers, fingerprinting, and it's a lot of like hands-on labs. I like doing all the hands-on labs because you really get to like see how things are done and like learn the actual process of like how the evidence is processed. It's really like informative and it's really interesting because like it's a lot different than if you would take like biology or something. It's like something new to learn and it's really fascinating because it's like you can see all the stuff that you see on TV like and you actually get to try some of it yourself.
This is actually medical microbiology. It's a really fun class. You go in and she'll give you like an unknown bacteria or like a microbiota and you take it and you do tests on it and we learn about like if it's a gram-positive cocci or gram-negative bacilli, which are like, it seems like a lot of hard stuff, but it's actually a blast. It's just like identifying different bacteria. Literally, you just gotta have a love of science and have taken anatomy and physiology. There is actually a small class fee. You have to pay for your books, which is like end up being like 10, maybe 20 bucks. If you want to do anything biochem, if you want to end up working in a lab as a career, then this would be the perfect class because it actually sets you up for what you're going to be doing real world jobs and stuff. It does end up looking really good on an application for science jobs.
At the CTE Center, currently I'm enrolled in Health Science 3. We are given the option of several different rotations to hospitals. Whatever department that you like the most, you can sign up for and you just go towards that as much as possible. Every 6 weeks, maybe one time we're going to come back to the CATE Center, but other than that, you're usually going to be at the hospitals. If you like radiology, which is what I like, you get to shout out any doctor that's available on that certain day. If you're interested in emergency medicine, the ER is always open. This class, it's an application process. You are required to take Health Science 1 and 2 obviously, and medical terminology. So once you take those, you apply online, actually on the CATE Center website. When you become certified as a certified nurse assistant in your Health Science 2 class, Health Science 3, you become certified in reading EKGs, electrocardiograms. It is amazing. I think that this is actually my favorite class. It's a great experience before you want to enter the medical field, if that's what your interest is. This allows you to see more closely up and personal. If you're enrolled in this class, you can find your interest in any random department, really, to be honest. And it's really fun because you get to talk to the doctors and nurses and you get a lot of information. They actually, they give you so much to work with and it's really immersive, I think.
Second floor A Hall has classes in animation, where movement is key, and also courses where students take their education to new heights in architecture. Let's check out the knowledge they're building on.
This is Animation 1 at the CTE Center. We get a taste of what it would be like in the career of animation. We work as like professionals would work. The prerequisite for this is to take DGA at the high school. Students should sign up for animation here because it gives you like a great experience as to what you would be getting if you were to like take this out of college, or even if you were to take this like at a studio, like if you wanted to be an animator. We work in Maya. I think we might work in Flash sometime, but it's mostly Maya. This is a perfect class to see how it would actually feel like to be an animator.
This class is architectural design. In this class we learn about doing floor plans and designing houses and buildings, and we do a lot of it in AutoCAD, which is on the computer. In order to get into architectural design, you have to take Survey of Architecture, which is the first year class. And then after that, you can take architectural design and then advanced architecture. If you're interested in architecture in general, or even just like landscaping and urban design, like all of that is incorporated into this class. What I want to do when I grow up is be an architect, so all of the stuff that I'm learning in here is going to help when you get into college.
We hope you've enjoyed this tour of the Career and Technical Education Center in Frisco ISD. It's a place where students always think outside of the box in various pathways of study. For more information, visit FriscoISD.org.